As someone who's been married for now 20 years, I'm going to share with you my top easy, super simple ways that you can continue to date your spouse, and these have worked for at least a good 2 decades. Hey there friends, I'm Heidi, the Heavenly Minded Homemaker, and I became a wife at 17 years old. Not planned, big backstory, but by God's grace, here we are 20 years later, still going strong. And although we've been through many troublesome periods of marriage, there's something that really is important and really is beneficial to continue to date your spouse. Now, we know as Christians that our spouse should be our number one human relationship that we have. And if you would like to dig in more to this area specifically, we're doing our biblical womanhood study, Timeless Truth for Modern Women. And this week we're talking all about the blessing of marriage. And so we're gonna have videos out about it all week. We're talking about it in the study, additional sermons in our membership group. You can check the link out down below to sign up for the free study and really dig into this super important topic, because the sanctity of marriage and everything that comes in it, so incredibly important. A little key piece to help in growing all of that is to really be building up our marriages and dating your spouse, right? Choosing intentionally to still have that time of connection, right? This is the only relationship we have in all of our lives here on this side of heaven where this level of closeness and intimacy exists in this one specific relationship. And so to continue to nurture that and to build up that relationship, to be intentional with our time together, really is so important for just a well-rounded marriage altogether. And so thinking of the simple and easy ways that I know in the past 20 years, we tried to be intentional about to be pouring into one another, lifting one another up, fostering that sense of just intimacy and closeness and friendship between us. These are the top just easy, simple things that we try to do that I really don't think we should overlook. Sure, a nice big romantic gesture, lovely, right? Something special for an anniversary or a big trip or something like that. Sure, that sounds fantastic. Some of us don't really have a budget for something like that. And so trying to find the little simple things that we can do to really just be telling one another how important we are to one another, especially when you're dealing with those rough patches and those difficult times when you're kind of struggling with one another, to take these simple little things that you can say, all right, let's focus on this. Let's make this a priority. Let's put this time here with one another to help us foster and rekindle that little spark in our relationship. Now, my first easy date idea would be to run errands together. Yes, really. There is something that I think makes this really fun. And I know for most of us, we kind of get in our habits and our routines that there's certain errands that you just run, there's certain errands that he might run, and everybody kind of has their thing that they do. And I think there's something so special and so fun when you come together and you do them. Now, I'm not saying you have to do every single errand together, but maybe you're trying to find a time that you could be intentional and spend some time together. Maybe you're both kind of used to just being on your own tracks and doing your own thing. And instead saying, hey, let's do, I'm gonna put together a menu plan, because maybe you're like our family and you've been trying to get that in order. You've laid out your carnivore plan or whatever it is that you're doing, and you wanna go and do simple, easy menu plan for the week. If you want mine, you can get it down below. I'll leave that link for you all. But let's go and do that grocery shopping together. It can be so simple as, meeting him after work at the grocery store, maybe going in the evening, going on the weekend, whatever it is that works into your schedule. Maybe you grab a coffee, right? Maybe you grab something kind of nice to get to enjoy as you walk through the store, but that's not necessary. The point is that you come together and you do this task that needs to be done. So especially those of us that are busy, we got a lot going on, time just seems short, whatever it might be. Maybe you got little ones and there's a time when the baby is napping and you can put the baby in the stroller, the baby will sleep throughout the whole time, and you guys can walk through the grocery store, whatever it might be. taking that time to do a task that maybe you would have done individually, maybe y'all would have done separately, but say, hey, how about we come together and we'll accomplish this task that needs to be done, but we'll make a special date out of it. My husband and I started doing this. He was going to the chiropractor regularly on a certain day, you know, certain days of the week, every single month. And so we just made that date day where, hey, we're gonna go to that appointment, we're gonna run those errands that need to be run, and it's just gonna be a thing that we do together. But then it gives us that time that we're chatting in the car, those things that I've kind of wanted to talk about, but it's kind of hard to do when we got the kids and everything of life going on. That's a perfect time for us to connect and to be present with one another while tacking some things off of the list that really needed to be attended to. So errands together, totally date worthy. Now, my second date idea would be a separate meal. Now, if budget and time allows and you want to go out to a restaurant, that's fantastic, right? Eating at restaurants is totally my family's love language, and so you bet your bottom dollar when we can afford it, that's what we're going to go do. But it doesn't have to be that. Another thing that we've done over the years, especially when our kids were younger, was often at least, once a week or a couple times a month, I would go ahead and feed all of the kiddos, right? Get everybody fed, and then after they were done eating and they were usually kind of playing a little bit or doing something, we would then sit down and eat our meal after all of them together. And it's such a little tiny change, but to be able to have all the kids fed, happy, they're full, they got some energy to run off, right? They're totally content. Now we can sit down and leisurely eat our meal. When you don't have all the extra little mouths at the table, sometimes that allows you to, yes, eat your own food leisurely, but then to have a conversation with your spouse. And so having a separate meal time really can be something really special. It feels like a luxurious treat to be able to come together with your spouse and just have a little time, right? Even if it's just enjoying one another in silence, but to be able to sit down and have a meal. I love putting nice plates out on the table, maybe setting some flowers or lighting a candle, playing some background music. It just makes it feel so beautiful. Even if we can't go out to some super nice restaurant, we can make it still feel lovely and luxurious at home, where we get that minute with each other, right? We can enjoy our meal, but then we can have conversation, right? We can spend some time, bringing up things, talking with one another, just really building up our relationship, because we made a teeny tiny change of just having our meal together at a separate time. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this every single night. My family gathering here at the table is one of my most favorite things, but every once in a while, it just being me and him sitting down, eating, getting that connection time with each other is really special. A super simple idea that is great for your time and just growth and intimacy with one another, but also for just your health in general, would be to go on walks together. I love doing this. Going out for a walk, even just around our property, around the neighborhood. Yes, you can go out for a hike or to a local greenway or walking trail. That's fantastic as well, but it can be as simple as you need this to be. But going out and walking together, no earbuds in, nothing playing on my phone, right? Nothing else going on, just that time of us together. Whether it's, getting up in the morning and hey, we should probably start walking. Let's go out and walk together. Maybe it's in the evening. Something that I love doing is even after we've eaten, like for us, we eat like a carnivore ketovore meal. And again, I'll link our meal plan down below if you guys are curious for a simple, easy one for your family this summer. But we do like one big main meal in the late afternoon. And I love after that to kind of go out even for like a leisurely walk, just to kind of get moving after you've eaten. Oftentimes we'll do this with, the weather's nice outside. My husband and I sometimes will go out, take a glass of wine and go for a walk just around the property and just have, again, that time of just closeness together. The kids are usually off running and playing and doing whatever it is that they want to be doing. And it's a great time usually by then that's starting to cool off a little bit outside, and it feels nice to get out there and get moving a little bit. And so going out for a walk together, hold hands while you walk, right? So enjoy just chatting with each other, thinking about life and what you have going on and what you've been, praying for one another, whatever the area might be. Maybe something in biblical womanhood that you've been working through. You're like, oh, this is just really on my heart right now, and I'm excited to share this with you. And it can be nice, even if, you have little ones and they go for a bike ride, or, they're walking and kind of playing around the yard like our kids usually are. It still gives me that opportunity to focus on my conversation with my husband, because the kids are playing, right? The kids are active. They have something that they're doing. And so we get that little, even 10-15 minutes of connection that really is so special. And I look forward to those walks, to go out and to do that is a wonderful time to come together. Now, this last idea might be the simplest of them all, but again, it's just those small little intentional things that we can do that really do add up and make a big impact. And so instead of in the evening kind of go in your own direction, just sitting on your phone the whole time or something. One thing that we really love to do, and I think we both really feel the difference when we're intentional about this, is now we go to bed a little bit earlier than we used to, but especially if you're going to be up for a bit after maybe the kiddos have gone to bed, or if you don't have any kiddos, right, they're all grown, or you haven't had any yet, this can be a great time to come together and watch something together. How often do we just kind of go our own way, we're watching our own things, doing our own stuff, and it really can be such a lovely little date night idea to just sit down and watch something together. Now, sometimes for us, this totally includes a special treat where we get maybe an ice cream or, something not super, super junky and full of a bunch of stuff that you don't need to be having right before you go to bed, but having a cup of tea. We love in the fall and the winter especially doing like rooibos tea with elderberry syrup. It was always a special treat that we would look forward to, but being able to come together after you've kind of closed the kitchen for the night, you've set the house back to ready, you get the kiddos off to bed, you're showered, you're in your PJs, right? Everybody's ready, you're cozied in, the house is reset, so you feel put together. Come together, sit down, watch a show together, have a cup of tea, right? Have a special treat, have that little time where you can be doing something together. We went through, my husband introduced me years ago to the Dick Van Dyke Show. I absolutely loved that show. We watched through every single season, and it was such a fun time to do that. We watched through Family Affair. Again, another series, totally love that show, enjoyed watching that at night. We really like finding old shows to watch. There's really nothing, I don't think, nowadays that's really worth it anymore, but being able to find something that you can sit down and enjoy and come together and just have that time to kind of just relax and be together, but be watching the same things, right? Seeing those conversations that come up and just those fun memories that are made when you have those special little date nights. The easiest one on the list, but totally worth it. So friends, even for those of us that maybe don't have a bunch of extra time, a bunch of extra money, we just don't think we can fit it in, these are very simple ways to still fit in little date times throughout your week as you go through being intentional about the time that you're spending together and pouring into the first human relationship that you should be focusing on in any way, shape, or form. So I hope that these can be an encouragement to you here. You'll have to let me know down in the comments below. Which one are you gonna try first? Is there something else that you do that really is simple that you guys really enjoy? You'll have to let me know. Otherwise, be sure to join us for Biblical Womanhood this week as we are continuing to dig into this very important topic, and I will see you right back here for the next one. Bye, friends.